driving up the grade to Mount Charleston recreation area in the Untitled National Forest. I've got a 36-mile route that I planned out on CalTopo. I'll link that in the description if you guys are interested. I don't think I'll end up doing the whole thing. The goal for this weekend is to have fun, drop some pack weight, test out some new gear, and just kind of have a good time. I ditched my one-man Sierra Designs high route for a tarp that I have. I want to kind of enjoy summer a little bit and also let some breeze blow through. Nothing's wrong with that tent. I just want to try something different. I have the dog. My pack weight right now, with some of the changes I made, is sitting at 20 pounds exactly with food and water for 2 days. My base weight's probably just below 10, if not just above, so we're hovering right around there. My goal is to start at the North Loop Trail, gain the summit, hike some of the South Loop, and then I might do some... Starting off much later in the day than I normally do because I'm spending the night, so we don't have to get a lot of miles in early on. Have to road walk a bit because I had to park further down, and the dog's peeing. I'm on trail now. I had to road walk about 1/10 of a mile because the parking was pretty full because I'm starting pretty late. It's about 10:45 in the morning on Saturday, and we're going to grind for a bit, get out of the day hiker area, and then get it into where it's a bit more quiet. We've already seen like 6 people, getting a lot of weird looks. I get asked if I was a day hiker, if I was starting too late, and I was like, no, I'm backpacking. I have everything I need. I'm like, the dog, for shit's sake, has a sleeping pad. Why else would I be bringing that? Strange. Chugging along, about to start the next big climb for a little bit. Dog's doing pretty good. It's just warm in the sun. Looking forward to getting higher where it's a bit cooler. I've passed like 20 people so far. It's ridiculous. I just finished the last climb for about 4 miles. It's like the worst part. It's right at the beginning. Every time I get right about the top, I'm like, why the hell am I out here? But no, everything's good now. Just gotta push through that bit. Now we're heading our way up to the Mummy Spring Trail Junction, and then past that there's another spring, I believe called Cave Spring, that I'm gonna go get some more water because we're probably gonna be dry camping today, and I want to be ready for it. I want to camel up too, and just play it safe. Also take a bit of a break, have lunch there. I think it's probably about 11:15 now. I haven't checked. Here's my view. That's Mummy Mountain right there. That's Griffith Peak, and Charleston Peak's back there. So basically I'm going to go up to Charleston. I'd like to hit Griffith Peak today. We'll see if that's possible. And then I want to camp just on the other side of it. There's a area that looks like a spring, but it's not marked on the USGS map I want to go check out. We're up much higher now. Just about to go into the base of Mummy Mountain. Probably one of my most favorite views on this hike that isn't from the summit. Take a look. This massive 1,000-foot-ish, I think it's actually more than that, cliff. These massive bristle cones up here. This is what I believe is called a rain tree. This huge bristle cone. Just chilling out up on this little saddle. Pretty cool. Still working on this nice cruisy downhill section. It gets pretty steep in spots, which sucks going back up, but let's not tell tomorrow's problem. Charleston Summit's out that way. Crazy folds down below. It's pretty warm, but it's not horrible. Just kind of chilling. So there's Charleston Summit. The avalanche chute that stopped me from getting it last time looks much, much better. I'd like to be somewhere on that ridgeline tonight for the sunset so I can get some nice shadows on the mountains around here, because this is the most prominent peak in Nevada. It should be breathtaking up there. I'd like to be somewhere high up with a good view, and then maybe do some afternoon hiking and set up camp somewhere over there. All in all, doing pretty good. Another view of Mummy. So there's a waterfall there sometimes, that's cool. We're almost to the next junction. We're gonna start doing some uphill pretty soon. This is hard to convey, but that's still Mummy Mountain back there. It's huge. About to start one of the few remaining significant inclines. It goes up that. There's a massive switchback, puts you on that ridge way up there. We're hovering like 100 feet or so above 10K feet, and I'm not going to say I do, but I feel like I might have altitude sickness, which I didn't get last time, so maybe it's just I ate and then I'm hiking too hard. That's what we're going to say. We're on the last roughly 3 miles to the summit. This is one of the first good campsites you come across. It's down on this little ledge. Enough room for a 2, maybe a 3-person tent, and pretty panoramic views. A couple of them are like this from now on. This is at mile almost 7. Beautiful one. Would recommend. I might use this on the way back if I decide to bail early, because it is that nice, but we'll see. Just talked to a father and daughter who said that they were able to gain the summit today. But that it's melting, of course, right now quite a bit, so it's slushy. But it's possible. That's good to know. That's much better than last time. Alright, we're on that part of the trail where we get to take a break while walking. That's Devil's Thumb, where I made it last time. And that's the summit. You actually see the trail today. It's not buried in snow. Frickin' awesome. Yeah, I was thinking while walking, I would really like to be on that summit for sunset. Once I get up there, I'll check the time, check the topo, and kind of see how I feel. And I might camp on the summit, probably not though. I just have a tarp. I'd rather not be above tree line, but I will probably dip down on the south side where I haven't been before, and go from there. Or if the ascent's not too bad, oops, I might descend after sunset. Just whatever side's easier, really. I'm curious if there's still snow up here, because this begins the section where it started getting kind of difficult before I stopped. So it'll be a good gauge on what to expect. And this big snow patch is gone too. That's pretty freaking cool. I had to cross way down there, and now there's nothing. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Yeah, that was when I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this 4-ish weeks ago. But now, it could be possible. I've talked to 3 people now that have made it to the summit. They say it's very much doable today, which is great. So, let's keep chugging on. Cruising still, and there she is. Yeah, the avalanche chute was side to side last time, and now it's only in that one creek cut thing, which is great. And it looks like there's people at the summit still. Very, very cool. I would assume we're just below 11,000 feet. It's getting pretty cliffy as we're starting to get higher, but the view's getting even better. Alright, the infamous Devil's Thumb. This is as far as I made it last time. Didn't even walk the trail here. Had to go around snowdrifts and walk off trail, so this is a good sign. Actually just talked to a couple who just came down from the summit. They said it was pretty straightforward. And there's some windbreak campsites up there apparently. That'll definitely have to look into to see if I can spend the night on the summit, because that is the goal. I'm gonna shut up now because we're pretty high up and I'm sucking air. I'm approaching that snow avalanche chute thing. Nearly to the top too. Beautiful spot. So the trail continues that way. As you can tell, it kind of loops around, and this is an avalanche chute for those of you that don't know. It's about 45 to 50 degrees, covered in snow and ice, and if you slip, it only takes about 30 feet to hit terminal velocity, so you have to self-arrest, which I have experience doing with an ice axe, but not a trekking pole. So I'm going to lower it so it doesn't break if I need to. So I'm going to lower it as much as I can and take it slow. I'm not going to film until I get to the other side. Okay, first section is done. Now we have just this big section left. This one is definitely more dangerous because we have a creek running through it. So somewhere in this section, there's going to be an archway that has water running through it, and it's going to extend all the way down the mountain and be very weak snow. There'll be a snow bridge. So I'm going to do some prodding and just kind of listen for it and know where I need to be extra careful. The snow is actually a lot thicker here, but you can see this is what you have to stand on for a couple thousand, probably about 1,300 feet. All right, I'm gonna keep going now. And just like that, we made it across with no drama. Always be sure to kick good steps in too when you go through, help the next people out. I got big ass feet, so I always try to do my part, and as it is right now, it's already pretty well kicked in. But now we do some gnarly switchbacks. Let's do it. I might watch the sunset on the summit and then come here. I have water. Looks like I can skirt around the top and hit that little spring, snowmelt probably. Look at this. Plenty of room for you and your friends. I just have a dog, but it'll do. And it looks like there's a point with the view. Might have to come back. We're getting close. We're about to pop out a tree line here in a second. But we started on the other side of that saddle, crested it, walked through that, did that gnarly incline out there, had lunch on the other side of this pile of rocks at the base of Mummy, ridge walked, double thumbs back there, did that little snow traverse, and I'm here now. We're 0.3 linear miles from the summit, so we're probably less than a mile now, and we're getting pretty high. Wow, this is so lucky. A water source within walking distance of where I wanted to camp, and even easier to get to. Here's my view. Well, there you have it. I'm at 11,247 feet, and it feels like it, dude. Way out there is, you can even see the Lake Mead out there. I live over there, almost to the summit though. I estimate we're about a half a mile on trail, and I'm pretty much sitting right at tree line. There's a couple above me, but they're little guys, and these ones look like they've been here a while and seen some shit in the process. I'm a half a mile from that cool, and I do think I'm going to end up going back down there. I don't really want to push myself to go all the way to Griffith Peak, which is way over there, like 5 miles that way. I mean, I could, but I don't think there's water there, and I'd rather not dry camp because I hate dry camping. And if I do that too, I can camp here, drink water tonight, cook, which is already, it's cold soaking right now, I'm not really cooking. Stay at that really nice campsite, come back up to that at like a quarter of a mile hike, not even, to that water source, and then that would allow me to camel up on the way down, which I'll probably just fill up my 2 water bottles, and then get water at that spring, which will keep me from having to carry 5 liters, because 5 liters of water weighs like 10 pounds, and my pack weighs 20, so half the pack weight right now is just water, and that's not fun. So now I know. I mapped out a whole bunch of cool campsites and some water sources that I think will be around for a little bit longer, which will be useful if I decide to come back here and finish this route. But yeah, it's been a pretty good hike in. Catching my breath. And now we're going to go push the summit. We are well and truly above tree line. And across the snow again down there. I assume I'll probably have to do more. But the summit is somewhere up there. And the sun is really mean. I have my sleeves down. This shit's ridiculous. I'm not having fun anymore. I just want to get to the top. God damn. just negotiated this cornice. There's a lot of swearing involved, so I didn't record it. But there is a summit, and I am too out of breath to keep walking, so I am standing here feeling like an asthmatic until I can start walking again. I've actually been up here a while, like almost an hour and a half. But yeah, here's my view. Ooh, which one do I sign? There's legit 3 in here, are you kidding me? Alright, let me figure this shit out. My crazy friends, if you come up here, look for this. Have a look for this. This is a 2019 logbook. It's broken down by year, which is pretty cool. I think we're gonna get a great sunset tonight. Camp is if I was to follow that ridge down there. I don't feel like I'm breathing through a straw anymore, which is awesome. And the snow from that cornice back there is already starting to build a crust on it. I mean, it's cold, but it's not that cold. I'm guessing the snow is probably refreezing the meltwater from earlier today. Now I'm just negotiating these switchbacks. Should be at camp in less than an hour. That's including my stop to get water. But yeah, the day's not over yet and feeling pretty good. Pretty awesome. The shadow from Charleston Summit, which is just to our right, casting its shadow on Boulder City. Tomorrow's sunrise is going to be awesome because we got this smoke layer from a fire that's burning out in Baja, Mexico. So it should be really orange and just fiery sunrise tomorrow. It is just after sunset. And camp is just about all set up. Still got to organize the dog stuff, put his fleece on when he gets cold finally. But here's home. Not much to it, but that's okay, because that was kind of the point of this trip, was to just kind of go light and have fun. And I'm glad I did, because those climbs were pretty gnarly. I'm going to have some cold-soaked couscous with some fresh snowmelt water that's been filtered. The nice people I met up at the summit gave me some beef jerky in exchange for some water that I had extra of, so pretty excited about that, not going to lie. And then we have some other stuff in here, and the dog is eating too, and making a mess. That's why he's eating away from camp like me. Here's my view. And also, here's the stats for today. Average 2.8. I usually average 3 to 3.3. 3.3 to 3.4 is usual. I'm going to blame that on the heat, and just really wasn't really feeling it this morning. But, yeah. 13.5 miles. Not the furthest I've gone, but it was a good day. Very challenging. A lot of uphill. All up, I think we ended up doing about 8,000 feet of uphill today. So, I'll take that many miles and that much gain. Alright everybody, this is home for the night. Pretty happy with today's progress. We were able to do a lot more elevation than I thought we were going to be doing. Got not fun towards the end for sure, but I don't regret it. It's not hot, It's probably in the 60s, 50s right now, and it shouldn't get below 50 tonight, so it's gonna be a good night. I haven't been cold in a long time, and this is just cool weather, so I'll take it. Alright, it's morning time. It's 7 o'clock, 6:55. I'm gonna have some breakfast, break down camp. I should be out of here in about 45 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna go get water back there. I think I'm just gonna hoof it down to the spring and then get water there if I need it, but I should have plenty to get back to the car. It's only gonna take like 3 hours. So, yeah, I'm gonna have some breakfast and enjoy the sunrise. That already happened. I'm just gonna sit in the sun and enjoy it. This is a view from Devil's Thumb. Out there, those white range way out in the distance, is White Mountain and Relay Peak. Relay Peak's the highest peak in Nevada. It's a 13er. Still covered in snow. I'd like to do that traverse. Alright everyone, thanks for sticking around if you're still watching. In the link in the description, I'll upload this route that I'm building right now, as well as that campsite I stayed in, and I'll also link in some of the possibles as well if you guys want to come out here and try this yourself. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to. I plan on doing a lot more of these type videos on my excursions. Thanks guys, have a good one.